Well, we have a great fight for the women's team competition. Absolute resurgence of some of the teams. And as you can see, waiting in anticipation. All the support. That's right. That's right. 3 gymnasts from the pool of 6 for each team, and they have to choose their best 3, and all those scores have to count. Quite often in a team competition you work 5 gymnasts and only 4 scores count, so if somebody has a disaster it can be glossed over, but today every score matters.
Okay, the situation is now we have 4 apparatus to be worked.
That's right, 4 apparatus, and we've got the judges marching in to start the event off. Judges from every country here, and they have a draw to see which judges will judge on which apparatus, and it's very competitive, nearly as competitive as the gymnastics. So, big crowd here. This is a fabulous arena, very large. The competition's been sold out for many days, and the gymnasts come in through the doors and ready for their first apparatus. See the 3 gymnasts ready for work, and here for Italy, the first 3 ready to work on their first piece of apparatus, and the second 3 possibly will be competing in a later apparatus, and but they're still in their tracksuits keeping warm. The gymnasts have been warming up outside, and Russia are announced as they walk into the arena. They're the highest qualifiers, along with China, and they are the 2 teams that start on the vault. The highest 2 qualifiers start on the vault, the next 2 the bars, the next 2 the beam, and then the final 2 the floor. 8 teams in the final. The team from China.
So here we are then, the first on a long road to London 2012. The job here for the teams is to get into the top 24, and that qualifies them for Tokyo, and then they have to do it all over again. Top 8 win the right to go to the Olympic Games in London. Then in January 2012, ranks 9 to 16 have to battle it out for the 4 remaining team places for London. So the scene is set. This is the first step on a pretty long road. It's going to be exciting competition, and we're looking forward to it with great anticipation. Christine, who's your money on?
I think maybe Russia. They looked very impressive. They were very impressive at the European Championships earlier in the year in Birmingham. They've qualified top. They've got some very exciting gymnasts who've just moved up from the junior ranks, and I think they might just do it today. But with this format, anything could happen.
Okay, so in this first rotation, we've got the Russians with the Chinese starting on vault, and then on bars we have the USA with Romania. Great Britain go around with Australia, and they start on beam, and on floor it's Italy and Japan. Best 3 in, 3 to count. Now, what sort of pressure does that put on these gymnasts?
It puts a lot of pressure, and it also means that in team selection you have to go for your steady gymnasts, even if they're maybe not your highest scoring, you go for your steadiest. Gymnasts warming up there. There's 30 seconds for each gymnast to warm up. So a quick little touch of the apparatus. They've been warming up in the arena outside, or the warm-up gym outside, exactly the same equipment, but of course it's not on a podium, so it does feel slightly different. You just have those few momentary touches on the apparatus actually in the arena.
Interesting to see USA and Romania going together. Romania are undergoing a little bit of a change, aren't they, man?
They are. They've not had such a lot of success in this last couple of years, and their very famous coach Octavia Ballou, who led them to so many Olympic and world titles, retired after Athens, and really they've struggled a little bit to maintain their progress. So he's back now, looking to do a job.
So it looks like Russia are ready to begin on vault, and this is Ekaterina Kabatova, 18 years old, from CSKA Moscow.
She's nominated a vault worth 5.8, and she's executed it pretty well. Just a bit of a problem on direction. You can see the lines down the landing area. That shows you whether the gymnast's offline at all. But I think if we watch this very precise round off and flip onto the platform, she's a little off direction right at the start. By the time she finishes, she's rather close to the outside line.
Very aggressive approach, isn't it? And that'll be quite expensive. That one, a couple of tenths at least.
Yes, she didn't land outside the corridor, but she was pretty close to it. But all in all, a steady start for the Russian team.
Just the one vault, of course, and they all count. I think that's what makes for a fantastic competition. You can't afford a single error. Pressure's on every one of these gymnasts. That's Ilya Mustafina waiting to go. Here's Kurbatova waiting for her score. 14.733. Years old, Ilya Mustafina, again from Moscow. Second all-round in the 2008 Junior Europeans. And in the Senior Europeans, she was second on bars and beam earlier this year. So she's building up a very good portfolio of experience. Ilya Mustafina for Russia.
The gymnast to watch, absolutely magnificent here. Lifts, 2.5 twists, absolutely great vaulting.
Amazing height.
6.5 in difficulty, so if they think it's perfect, it could score 16.5. Such power in the approach.
Look at that lift.
Fabulous. Again, just a tiny directional fault. Don't know whether we might get a good shot of the landing here. Just lifts really well, wraps in 2.5 twists. You can see she's not dead plumb in the centre of the vault.
Over to the USA now. Bridget Sloan standing by to work bars. Uneven bars.
Bridget Sloan.
Bridget Sloan, 18 years old. She's the current world all-around champion. She's in the bars final as well, qualified in 8th place for that, but that's a few days away yet. Here she is doing a job for the team. Still waiting for the score for Mackenzie Kakwato.
Just a little bit more chalk. Always seems to disappear off the hands when the gymnasts are nervous.
Mustafina, 15.633. 30.355. It's a nice little score. to build on for the Russian team. Still 1 more to go. Tatiana Nabayeva, third to go for the Russian team on vault, just 15 years old.
Going for another very difficult fall. Lifts in the air, 2.5 twist, plump in the middle, you could see. Now, she had great direction, but just a bit loose round the legs.
Back to odd even bars. And the challenge from the USA. Bridget Sloan standing by.
Beautiful floating start, hits that first handstand, big pike, Kachev, lovely handstand lines. That's one of the secrets for all the gymnasts, just a little bit of strength used there, and she's missed a bit of a link. Feet have to go on the bar, and she pushes from the low to the high, back down to the low bar again, swinging well. She punctuates the work beautifully. Full pirouette, must include that. Up high, double straight dismount, lovely landing, but she took a little extra swing there in the middle. Not too costly, but just missed some of the links.
That's the job you want for a team, though. Good solid performance.
Shoot down, feet just came apart slightly, but she hit the handstand well. When you make the handstand straight into the next element, you get some bonus marks. Here's the full pirouette, just a tiny bit late on the second turn. Super dismount.
Well, 14.666 was the first American score. Can she build on it, or will it be a similar score?
I think probably a similar score. She just had that little hiccup in the middle. But a good routine, you know, doesn't leave the door open too wide. You can see the bend of the bar as she works them.
They're no strangers, are they? 14.566, just a shade down. They're no strangers to the world podium. They were champions in 2003, second in 2006, and they won it in 2007. And this is Rebecca Bross. She was silver medalist all round in London last year. 17 years old and hugely experienced.
Very much the gymnast of the moment in the USA team. Now that was a great pirouette. Finished it exactly in handstand. And again, she's got lovely fluent swing. Look at the height on the Kachev. Hits every single handstand, toe in and out. Another beautiful high release, way above the high bar. And the pirouettes really finish right on top of the bar. She doesn't give very much away to the judges. The only thing she does do is slightly bend the elbows. Watch there. But that's very minimal, and just a tiniest bend of the legs past the low bar, but a beautiful full twisting double back dismount.
Well, tiny bent arms aside, so precise, hitting handstand, spectacular. Lots of difficulty, nicely done.
There with coach Valery Lukin, Nastya Lukin's father. She gives herself time on the bar. She works with it. You can see how the bar bends and how high she was on the straddle over the bar. Early turn. So she's got plenty of time for the next element. Good height and lift. She's always using swing.
Hitting handstand beautifully.
Very nicely indeed. Just straddles the legs before she gets to the low bar.
So that's the USA team effort on bars.
A replay of the vault. As we said at the time, great direction, tiny bit soft round the knees, and that's where the judges start deducting.
This is Tatiana Nabaeva, who was the third up from 3, and normally they're the strongest to go, aren't they?
That's right, choose your best 3.
15.4, and that's 45.766. That's a lofty total to begin with. Vanessa Ferrari, world champion she was back in 2006. She's been European champion as well.
And she led the Italian team in qualifying. Full twisting double back. Such precision on the landing. Double tuck. She lands absolutely dead. Fabulous height on the leap. One and a half twist into full twist. Has to have 2 somersaults linked together. Save some energy for this final tumble. Lovely lift on the double pike somersault.
Great stuff from the 20-year-old. She was 11th in Beijing in the all-round competition. And she was so tiny when we first saw her, Christine.
She was, and she was doing some fantastic tumbling when we first saw her. Cut the program back a little bit, but still got the precision.
Plenty of power too, look at this.
Lovely full twisting double back, and she just spots the landing so well. She's got such good awareness. Double tuck, the second run, manages to make a jump straight out of it, so no deductions on landing. Double pike to finish.
Vanessa Ferrari then, the last to go from the 3 Italians in this first round of 4.
Just a little pause for the second team on each piece of apparatus to warm up. You can see them there just in the foreground, the Romanians swinging on the bars.
Another look at Rebecca Bross. Did you think that bars was world class? I mean, you said she bent her arms a little bit. Is there room for that at this level?
She's got some great features. She swings with ease, and she has wonderful height off the apparatus. But she doesn't have that perfect straight leg line.
14.833, and that's 44.065. So the USA trailing by over a mark at this first stage. Now we expect to see the Chinese on vaults, we'll see the Romanians on bars. Australia will take over on beam from Great Britain, and the team from Japan will go to floor. Jiang Yuyang from China, 18 years old, from Guangxi. Here she goes. One vault, remember.
Tiny little gymnast, and that camera angle gave you such a good look as she lifted off the top of the vault.
Just popped in a double twist like it was nothing.
From that angle, she didn't look like she'd got enough airtime for 2 twists, but she was so efficient.
China qualified in 2nd place. And what sort of start have they made?
Well, great start here. Lovely precision, flips on, lifts high, straight legs, locked together. Not, I would guess, a little direction fault, nothing very much. Lovely body shape. Yeah, just a tiny bit offline.
She's almost offline on her run-up as well.
In fact, from this angle, it looks quite a bit more offline, doesn't it? Interestingly, it's often the flip-on that's offline.
China underway. Fourth in qualifying on vaults. It's certainly not their strongest apparatus. But it's a different ball game. 3 scores. In qualifying, of course, they can count the best 4 from 5. 14.9. Not a bad start.
Not a bad start. Good execution scores. You can see there the gymnast nominated. It's a 5.8 start value.
Wang Quishuang. Second to go for China. Oh, and she popped that one up.
Same beautiful style, right down the middle this time. Now, these are easier vaults than the Russian team performed, but with a little bit less deductions, a slightly better style. Of course, the gymnasts get a start value, a difficulty score, and then they get an execution score as well. And the execution was very good, wasn't it?
Very, very light on the approach, and the repulsion from the top of the platform was just incredible.
They have to be always precise with this flip on. She had beautifully straight arms, lifted up easily and quickly.
So a second solid vault from the Chinese. Remember Russia? The same apparatus got 45.766. This is another look back at Ferrari. And she scored 14.333. The Italian team total on floor was 40.766. So we've got Russia, United States, then Italy. Great Britain scored 37.632. They opened on beam.
Anna Portras, the rising star of Romanian gymnastics. I will be very surprised if she doesn't make a medal or 2 at the Olympics.
Well, she's broken the mould in terms of, we've always said Romania, not brilliant on bars, but she's broken that mould, hasn't she?
Beautiful body line, you know, the stretch from the hands to the toes in handstand is lovely, dead straight. Stalled her with 1.5 turn into the front somersault, the Jaeger somersault. Not quite the height we've seen from some of the gymnasts, but lovely precision. She's got a fabulous line, as we call it. She looks like a pencil. She winds up, she lifts high, double straight, just came off the bars a tiny bit early.
Rounding straight as a ping. Frightening for the coach, and even more frightening for the audience.
Yes, although she showed a very nice straight shape, she didn't lift up above the bar as she released. And the judges, as always, eagle-eyed, will have few deductions for that. See, just a bit early, wasn't it?
She did well to get that round.
not wearing handguards, you can see, just with like a gauze almost over the hands to protect them. And the gymnasts have to wait till the bar lifts them up, and you can see she didn't do that. She let go at the bottom of the swing of the bar, which is why it pinged her away.
So, Forgas awaits her score. 14.466, 28.166. Still with another performance to go on bars from Romania. Gabriela Dragoi is the third to go. 16 years old. Better known for a beam. She's won a couple of bronze medals.
Using the board to mount. Toonov into the 1.5 pirouette, quite favoured by the Romanian gymnast. The front Summy. Nice pirouette. Lots of turning skills. Ginga just let the legs come apart. But she's another gymnast, very well in the handstand, in the line. She lifts up to that high bar. See, they're allowed to straddle up to handstand, but they must make the handstand shape. Up, high, full twisting double back. Good work.
She coped with the dismount a lot better, but the Romanians have made great strides on this apparatus, haven't they?
Sometimes a little bit late with the turns, but that was a pretty clean performance there. Congratulations from all the team.
So that's there. Opening gambit. Bars is now complete in this first rotation.
Just a little bit loose-legged on the giants beforehand, but the dismount was good. She was nice and upright by the time she finished. There's the turns. Just not quite finished in the handstand. And this is the half turn and somersault to recatch. We call it a ginger after the first gymnast to perform it. Have a hard ginger. You see she's lost a little bit of leg form. This was very nicely done. The shoot down, dead into handstand. There you can see the bent elbows that the judges will have noted.
14.066, they did indeed notice. 42.232 for Romania.
Lovely stride in, lovely lift off the top.
Cracking vault. Converts it beautifully upwards. So light.
Just rockets off the top. I think when we saw it, she was just to one side.
14.8 for Huang Guishuan. Third to go for China.
All of the gymnasts from China, very slight, but very, very stylish. And look what a big, long vault that was. Not only did it have height, it had length as well.
Yeah, she's delighted with that one. But height or length or both, Chris?
Both if you can. The judges have a deduction for lack of height, a deduction for lack of length. So they want it always.
Very, very good vaulting. 14.966, 44.666 for China then. Russia, top of the leaderboard at the moment. You've still got Japan out there, Australia working beam. We're going to Australia now.
Still waiting. Australia 1.
These little delays, scores are coming up. They all just add to the tension. The gymnast waiting. This is Laura Mitchell. She had a good Commonwealth Games, didn't she, Christine?
Yes, overall champion. Led the Australian team to the title and won the beam and the bars as well.
Laura Mitchell for Australia on beam. Third to go.
And she's got some wonderful work on the beam. Needs to settle down. This is the big combination to start. One flip, two flips, straight back somersault. Oh, and she was just offline from the second flip. Didn't get the feet right on.
Claims its fair share of big things, doesn't it, the beam?
I think it's not been an easy piece to start on in this team final. Watch this though. 1, 2.5. Oh, beautifully performed, very unusual as well. Change leg half, straight into the tuck back. Hopes the judges will give her the 2 moves linked. And another one, the free walkover, step forwards into the change leg, and the front somersault out of it. Now that she linked very well.
She's regained her composure.
Change leg ring, she's meant to take the head back and touch the foot with the head. She was a little way off there. Now this same combination into the dismount needs to be just as precise. 1, 2, lift up, double pike, deep landing.
They come off, it's a whole mark away, and then it's a long routine after that.
It is, that's the problem of having something very difficult like that right at the beginning, and I know the Australian team worked fabulously in qualification, so they'll be a little disappointed with that for their opening.
So that's the first of 4 rotations complete. Have a look at some precision. Some of it was beautiful, some of it brought her problems.
She was quite well off there. There was very little chance she could hold that on. But this, oh no, this is the same one. They have to completely show a straight shape all the way round to be given the difficulty. It's the front somersault that she landed easily. Big dismount, but quite a chest down landing. The judges are very vigilant for those landings.
So not the best of outings for Australia. Beam is a very challenging piece of apparatus to begin.
And we didn't see any of the Great Britain team, but I think they also had their problems on the beam.
Wow. One day, I'll be there, she said. Teams from Japan and Italy have gone to vault, and the Australians and Great Britain, they've gone to floor. Just a bit of mental rehearsal there from Laura Mitchell.
And they alternate this. If one team started on the first piece, then they go second on the next piece. But of course that means the team that, as we saw, Australia just finished being whipped straight across to be first up on floor. So it's although it's totally fair, it's quite tricky.
And China have gone to bars, and they'll go before Russia. But here we can see Koko Surumi as we look back to her performance on the first apparatus, which was floor for Japan.
The leader of the team from Japan. Full twisting double back, another very clean landing. 2.5 twists straight into the straight front somersault and then into the jump. Gymnastica, great height on these leaps, which is exactly what the judges are after. And very precise on the spin, holds the leg high. Little puff of the cheeks. Ready for this big tumble. 1.5 twist, forwards. Still got the leap series to do. There we are, one leap and then the second. This finishing tumble, good lift, good double pike, super landings.
Third all round in last year's World Championships, and 13.866, 40.966 was the Japanese floor total. The situation after the first rotation: Russia 45.766 ahead of China, United States in third ahead of Romania, Great Britain in eighth, then Australia, Italy and Japan above them. Sandra Izbacha from Romania, and she can look so elegant, so graceful on this piece.
Yeah, she was the leader of the team in Beijing, had a snapped Achilles since then, but very experienced, very powerful. Lovely height on the front somersault, always has worked beam with good rhythm, as do most of the Romanians. Tiny loss of balance at the end of the spin. Floats into the free walkover, straight into the backflip and layout somersault, building her confidence and her score. Nicely performed. Leap with the half turn. She's had a good mixture of acrobatics and jumps. Free cartwheel, just floats it over. Lovely splits in the leaps. The quicker you work, the more you can pack in, and therefore the higher difficulty you can build. She's a little pause of concentration for the dismount, the round off. The triple twist dismount. I think if we look closely at the feet, she probably wasn't completely round, but it was a good opener for Romania.
20 years old now and providing the experience that the Romanian team, I'm sure, will benefit from. They didn't have the best of first rounds, in fourth there. I think they were in fifth, so they really need a couple of good scores, and Beam could do it for them, Christine.
It could. They very much started on one of their weaker pieces. Here we see the round off. She wraps in hard, hoping to be round for a triple twist, but it really wasn't. I'd be surprised if the judges give it more than a 2.5. Having another look. She was full of confidence.
Romania back with Belu holding the reins, and we should see another resurgence.
Yes, I think so. They've lacked leadership since he retired. He's back now, and not on the floor with the team. He's very much more directing things, but he'll lead them strongly.
Anxious moments. His first score very important, because the rest of the team can build on it or be depressed by it, whatever.
I'm sure this will be a score they can build from. Perhaps not the highest, but one of the steadiest starts.
When you can call upon an experienced performer like that. The grace she has, the confidence she has. 14.333, and the way the judging's going on beam, it's a good steady start. Wang Yushan on bars. And you've got to expect great things from the Chinese on this apparatus. They have a special technique, don't they, Christine?
They do. They're so suited to the apparatus, so light, such good lines. Quite a difficult start for such a tiny gymnast, but that's what I mean when I say beautiful lines. Straight body. She was quite late on those turns, however, just scrabbling a little bit. That's a better one. Right on top of the bar. Swings with such ease, and another one right into an inverted grip, but very late on the next one. Lovely high front somersault. Every time the handstand shape is with the, and she lost rhythm on that transfer down to the low bar. Had to take an extra swing, and now she'll start to struggle a little bit. Lovely lift. Lovely into the dismount. No problem. Didn't ping off early at all. But she'll be disappointed with that transfer.
Beautiful double layered. But that's going to cost her that free swing and the pulls and all the rest of it. At least a mark, won't it?
Yes. 0.5. Maybe not quite a whole mark, but
what about the value of the move? That would be off as well, wouldn't it?
No, she'll get the value. She made the pack. We couldn't see from our angle. I don't know if she hit her feet on the floor as she transferred, but that was the half turn afterwards, and she recovered well because she floated up nice and high to the bar, which some of these tiny gymnasts do find difficult sometimes. Hit that straight line that we've come to know so well. And then these are what we call accelerating giants. She's kicking over the bar to gain speed. Lovely straight arms all the time. Then waits for the bar to lift her up. Holds the shape.
Well, that was beautiful. Lovely, lovely dismount. Such a pity. A little misadventure halfway through.
I think that'll just still be a fairly high score, not obviously the maximum she could score, but it was very nice work. There were a couple of occasions where she linked pirouettes together, turns together, and the second one was quite late. Now the judges can deduct up to half a mark for turning that late.
So China having not serious problems, but little hiccup on one of their strongest apparatus, their strongest of all apparatus. So very interesting at this level. Russia started really well. They've still to go yet on their second of the four apparatus. China's left just a tiny little gap in what normally is a faultless set of routines.
As you can see, she's a tiny bit disappointed because their big battle really is with Russia and always looking over their shoulder at Romania. They need to make their strong pieces pay because they're not so strong on the floor and didn't have such difficulty on the vault. They executed the vaults well, but didn't have quite such difficult vaults as the Russians, and indeed as some of the Americans will have as well.
We've got Australia working through floor at the moment. Romanians are over on beam. And the Japanese on vault.
Everybody's spotting themselves on the big screen in the arena.
Oh dear, they're taking their time over this one, Christine.
They are, they're struggling with it. I think we've got a provisory score in, but the jury have to agree this provisory score. There's the 6 judges, and then of course a jury as well, and the jury have to agree it. They've given her a massive difficulty score of 6.4. And sometimes the judges have a little bit of a discussion about that, as we didn't actually see the problem she had when she transferred. Now, some of these, that was a lovely turn on top of the bar, but some of them were a little bit late. You can see the hands working all the time, and there you see she didn't get the second hand on until she was quite well past handstand.
Well, she looks quite concerned. Want to do the job the best she can for the team.
And quite difficult really for the rest of the team when you're waiting and waiting like this.
Well, there we are. There's a conversation going on. Have to be absolutely certain. What's the process there, Christine?
Well, the jury will have expressed an opinion on whether perhaps when she transferred from the high bar down to the low, I think she might have hit her feet on the floor. And if she did, as you suggested, Mitch, she loses the value of that move. I think it's whether...
Great Nellie Kim there in conversation.
And of course, you lose the move, and the other thing is that you do actually lose one of the special requirements. You have to transfer from high bar to low. So it sort of could be as costly as another mark, as well as the mark for the stop and everything, if they decide that she did hit her feet and lost it. But they can look back on the replay. You can see them there looking at it.
The ERCOS system, that's Nellie Kim. She did such great things in the 80s with the sport of gymnastics.
And of course is now the chair of the technical committee of international gymnastics, so she's the boss, as it were, of women's gymnastics on the international circuit.
Well, now this is pressure for her, but pressure for the rest of the team as well, all keyed up, ready to go. And we're waiting for this score to come through.
And I think everything else in the arena is finished, all other routines, and this is our first gymnast from China on the floor, on bars. No, we've had one. This is our second, isn't it? Yeah, this is our second gymnast.
Yang has been China, the third one standing by, and this is not the best of preparations, I'm sure. But they'll have coping strategies to deal with this. Sometimes you do get delays, and it's all part of the competition.
And I'm sure all the young gymnasts who've competed in competitions around the world who are watching here will know exactly what it feels like to be waiting for the judges. It's something you grow up with.
Well, this is a very long wait.
Quite unusual at this level, because all the judges are highly qualified. They've been judging for many years. You can see how late that hand went off on that turn.
Look at the flight there, it's beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah, it is beautiful, but if you know, her hand didn't actually go on the bar till her body was at horizontal almost, and those are the things that the judges have to decide whether they deduct for. Now this is it. Did she actually hit the floor? And of course we lost view of it, didn't we? Hopefully the jury have a slightly better picture of it.
Well, ERCOS should give the evidence. ERCOS is the system they use to replay the routines, instant replay system, and well, she doesn't know what's going on. Why don't they just ask her, did your feet touch the ground?
What would she say? No, definitely not. Well, the score, as I say, is still in an improvisory nature. And in fact... Kachev. Oh, she kicked the bar. You could see from that. Oh, in fact, this must be another gymnast, because that wasn't the
This is Yin Yang,
who we didn't see.
And her score 13.433. So this is really a bit of a shocker, isn't it, for China? Two gymnasts, both not performing at top level. 14.75, and for a gymnast of Huang Qishuang's quality, that's a bit of a disappointment. Here is He Hexing, and we know all about her pedigree. Fantastic on bars.
And just look at those link skills, absolutely superb.
Olympic champion, and showing she's not phased.
she's not. Beautiful straight somersault. Was offline on that turn, but she's covered it very well indeed. Lifts up into another great handstand, clear circle. Just look how straight the body is held. Turns, another 1.5 pirouette, just thrown in straight into full twisting double back.
Superb. And she's also world champion, Olympic champion, and to wait that long and to get on and produce that, fantastic. That's a job that China really needed her to do.
They did, and she was not phased in the slightest bit. She showed everybody how it really should be done.
So Hei Kexing showing just why she's a class act. This is fantastic. Hit the handstand you wanted, Christine. Very precise.
Another one there. Into the invert grip. Lovely height. This is the combination. Look, half turn to catch, straight into another front somersault. So high on catching the first that she could catch with a turn. But I think, is this the one? Now that was the late turn into the dismount. Disguised it, but there were just tiny little errors. Of course, the gymnast has their difficulty, and then they're marked out of 10. Ooh.
Anna Pålgras on beam, and she was second to go.
Forward roll on, she's lovely and supple. Just look, lift the legs with ease. Free walkover into the sheep jump, touches her head.
Very confident.
One backflip, two backflips, straight somersault, that's how it's done. She doesn't take much of a pause before any element. She looks so confident, and the ring, touch the head with the foot easily. The free cartwheel. Oh, she had to save that, but she works with such fluency and purpose. Links those elements effortlessly.
All the grace and all the confidence, but there's an aggression about it as well, isn't there?
Yeah, the Romanians have this more than most people. They just work. They don't let the apparatus conquer them. They attack it. Very difficult to attack beam. But look, not a pause. 1, 2, up high, double pike, chest up. Fabulous work.
Very, very good indeed. And as Bassa went up first, set them a score in the low 14s, and I'm sure she's going to build on that for the team total. Look at that dismount, just a little pace back.
She's had a bit of injury this year, but obviously is coming back strongly.
15.066 for Anna Pålgras on beam. So the Russians have moved to bars. Look at that steely gaze at the apparatus. Anna Dementieva first up for the Russians.
Historically great gymnast on the asymmetric bars, lifts up to the high bar, every handstand held. Very nicely performed turn into the straddle somersault. Hop, full turn. And then, oh!
But it looked like that. She just zoomed across the top of the bar.
She did. She did it a hop, full turn into the catcher. Difficult because you sort of have to, you hop and let go of the bar and then have to make sure you re-grasp, ready for the next element. Of course, she's only got 30 seconds to restart this routine.
So look at it.
Just didn't get the hands right over the bar, I think. Oh, here we are. The coach pushes her back up. Down to the low bar. So she's lost one whole mark already. Needs to make sure she minimalizes the problem. lifts up, double straight, she does. When you're working 3 gymnasts only and all 3 scores count, you just have to make sure that however disappointed you are, you get back on and finish well.
Well, another problem. And we've seen some very, very good gymnasts experience problems. At the heat of competition, it's this 3 up, 3 to count. The pressure's on. Very flat across the top of the bar.
Actually, each time she caught the high bar, she was quite dead there. She covered it, but it was a bit of a strength move, and that's something else that loses a few marks. But she finished off well. Lovely straight arms again. Swings with really nice style. And lifts up well, holds that straight shape, meets the floor with lots of confidence.
The ages of the Russian team, they've got a very young team out there. 16-year-old, 15. A Hickson score, 16.133. Fantastic score for her, and that'll make a lot of difference to the Chinese total.
That's the big score, that's the reason she's here.
Next gymnast from the United States of America on the double beam, Alicia Sacramone.
Alicia Sacramone from the USA approaches beam.
Known in the past for great vault and floor work.
44.065 they got on their first apparatus, so they'll be looking to get a real improvement here on beam.
Lovely height on the front somersault. Fluency. Now the American team are similar to the Romanian in that they attack the beam. They work fast. They don't allow them any pauses and concerns. They keep that fluency going. Full spin. Every gymnast has to include a full spin if they want top scores. And because she was so confident, even though she only had 1 foot on there, she managed to hold it. Easily joins the leaps. She knows she has to do. Good body movement. Quickly composes herself into the dismount, double pike. That's the best double pike back dismount we've seen. She finished with the shoulders upright.
So much energy in that routine though, and so determined she wasn't going to come off that beam.
No, she covered that very well indeed. A little disappointed with herself that she had to cover it at all, because she would normally hope to be so precise that she didn't have to make any changes and adjustments. On the toes. Just shows you how narrow that beam is. Great picture. She did fantastically well to save it.
Very, very quick reaction.
Has to hit splits. Just about does that, certainly on the first leap. But this was what impressed me. The dismount 1, 2, lifts high. Look, she's upright as she lands. Bend of the elbows on the first flip, not on the second flip. She powers off.
You have to remember she was second up, so they're figuring on Rebecca Bross doing a better job still. And that's the art of team gymnastics. Build the score, set your last gymnast up for a very high total.
Come on, bags. Let's go backs. Come on, back.
There we are. Team USA.
They would think that this is one of their very strong pieces, being this was one of the pieces they feel they can make progress on others.
Alia Mustafina for Russia.
Wonderful gymnast. Full turn, Stolder straight into the Shaposhnika with half turn. She manages to use the bars so well. Pike and float. In and out with a full pirouette into the Kachev. Straight into, there we are, 4 elements linked. 4 difficult elements, and that's where the score builds. Super on the handstands, good on the pirouette, into the 1.5 twisting double back. Very good work.
That's the routine they needed to make up for the problems of the first gymnast, and so often that happens. It can go the other way, they can succumb to the pressure, but she certainly didn't.
No, the full turn into the 1.5 twist. See, she spots the floor over her shoulder, makes it happen, the landing. This is lovely, turn and off into the dismount.
Absolutely solid there. Not the easiest of dismounts either. 13.366 was the score for Anna Dementieva. That was the one that went wrong. That's the one that Russia didn't really want to count, but there's no choice with 3 in.
Oh, and that's the move of the competition not to miss. The pike on and off, Kachev with straight body.
Almost lost it there, though. She had to work hard there.
She did, in fact, she has. She's made a bit of a mess up there.
So Tatiana Navieva for Russia, not a happy outing, and this opens the door for a very exciting team competition indeed.
Well, they've succumbed a little to the pressure. They were great in qualification, and that's often what happens, you know. The team that win qualification go in to the final with all the expectation on their shoulders. And there's been, you know, lots of talk about that move, the Kachev with the straight body. And she has to continue full pirouette. She wanted to get the full pirouette in. You have to include a full pirouette in your routine. Lovely half turn to the high bar, super handstands, half turn into the Jaeger. You see, it was right at the start of the routine. Very smooth half turn, straight into turn off. Another full pirouette, building the difficulty. Full twisting double back, just a little bit untidy on the leg. Very disappointing.
She's got such a good line, such good gymnastics in her. It's a pity. There's a young lady on floor that you might recognise, Christine. Tell us all about it.
Well, Beth Tweddle, world champion on floor. Unfortunately won't have the chance to defend her title because didn't qualify for the floor final. She'll very much want to put that behind her and make a great performance now. 1.5 twist into the double Arabian, straight into the jump inside the floor area. New floor routine. This the big double pike Arabian, very strong, great jump out as well. Oh, and a little stumble on the leap. Series of leaps there. Building for the big final tumble. This is where she had a bit of a stutter in the qualification. It's very complicated. 2.5 twists, full twist, no problem that time.
Beth Tweddle for Great Britain. They didn't have the best of starts. 37.632 on beam, and they'll be relying on that score to get them back at the races. But every team has had a few problems. We've seen mistakes from China Russia. The United States have been pretty solid and consistent, but that was just what Great Britain needed, Christine.
It was, and the previous two gymnasts performed on floor very well indeed. One of their better pieces, one of their strengths.
The music tells us rotation is completed. So we'll look back at some of the highlights of that routine.
This is phenomenal. 1.5 walkout straight into double Arabian and then jump out of it. Stay inside the line, just what was required. Double piked Arabian, another excellent.
So high and clean.
Very good. And this is the 2.5 into the full twisting front, and this time there was no problem. She had a little bright smile at the end to say, if only I could have done that 2 days ago.
So Great Britain move on.
Hello, right, I'll do split. I don't know what level. Yeah. Oh, God. Come on, guys, do it.
And as we said before, the order swaps now, so having finished on vault, they on floor, they go to be first on the vault, and that's the same for the Russian team. They go from bars to beam. Look, this is the move.
It's a big skill, Srikachev.
Very big. Snap the feet down, over the bar, hands over, and
well, she looks disappointed, and so will the Russian team. 12.933, and that's only given them 41.899. So 87.665 is their total on 2. Makes for a very interesting competition. I can tell you that China, the score for Anna Dematieva, 13.366. You've had that one. And I can tell you that China would have pulled into the lead after that. 88.982. Score for Alicia Sacramone, 14.6 on beam.
And that was a very good piece for USA, the beam. That won't have done their chances any harm at all.
Great Britain coming up on vault. So in this rotation, Great Britain will go first on vault, Italy first on the bars, Russia go to beam, USA to floor.
Just see the warm-up there. Imogen Cairns just won vault at the Commonwealth Games.
Time. This is the end of the warming up. We will continue the competition.
Beth Tweddle, 14.666. So that's the score that will help Great Britain after a disappointing beam. And here we are at the halfway stage. China out there in front of USA. Russia in third. Romania in fourth. Great Britain, Australia, Italy and Japan. They're at the bottom 4 places, 8 upwards. So China are ahead by just over a mark. Very close between the United States and Russia, and it's Russia we see. Ksenia Semenova on beam.
One of the most experienced of the team.
18 years old and double Olympic champion. So I beg your pardon, double European champion of bars and beam in 2008.
And needs every bit of her experience now. Needs to settle the team. Free walkover into the backflip and layout somersault. Good positive start. Lovely jump there. Side somersault. Difficult because you can't see the landing. Free cartwheel, just a little bit of edginess. Needs to keep the middle under tension. Keep working strongly. She's very light. She lands with elegance. half turn, into the handstand, walk out, into the backflip and lay out somersault. That's 2 very difficult series she's managed to combine, building that difficulty. 5 of the 8 moves are acrobatic when they're counted for difficulty, and here's another acrobatic skill, the double pike. They needed that, and it was a very worthwhile steadying routine from Semenova.
Well, I tell you, they really did need that. After qualifying first, dropping to third at halfway, they need a steady set of routines on beam, and that will settle things down a little, I'm sure.
Semenova didn't work on asymmetric bars, so she just had to concentrate on performing cleanly on beam, and she did just that there. Just a little wobble on the free cartwheel, nothing too damaging, perhaps a 0.3. Big lift, big double pike. Many of the gymnasts favouring this dismount.
And all the preparation so important. Marks.
Yep, little mark, or she's rubbing hers away so that they won't disturb the concentration of the next gymnast. Gymnasts are allowed to put a mark on the beam so that they know where they start from.
Imogen Cairns then for Great Britain. On vault, second to go.
It's qualified for the vault final, so she'll want a big strong vault there. Lovely lift, 1.5 twist, tiny bit off direction.
She really did drive that one up from the top. The conversion from the platform, look at the focus, look at the contact, and look at the precision. Way up into the rafters. Good vaulting. very good. Just you can see she's one side of the middle line, so she'll lose a deduction for that. 14.633. So Great Britain having a much better time on vault. Semenova scores 14.3 on beam, so good start for them. Rebecca Bross standing by to lead, hopefully, the USA back up the rankings to overhaul China. Very close between these two. USA have been Olympic and World Champions as teams, so they know what it's like to be on the rostrum, and they know what it's like, Christine, to battle against some pressure, and they always react very well to it. They do. Their system in USA is that you have to compete and battle for your place in. Some other countries, they select young potential gymnasts and nurture them along and hope that they'll also be good competitors. In the USA, you fight your way through. And so if you get to the top, you're a fighter. And that's always shown in these pressure events. They've also had the nice situation where they've finished bars and beam, which are the two pieces that it's easier to make mistakes on. So now they've got floor and vault, which should be for them a little more straightforward. Again, a little delay. And Rebecca Bross, who everyone expected to win the World Championships last year, and at the last gasp her teammate Bridget Sloan crept past her, indeed, and it was really this apparatus, it was floor, that caused her one or two problems. They're having a long wait for the previous gymnast. Matty Larson of the USA was the previous gymnast to go, and there's a provisory score in, which I have to say is not very high. We didn't have the chance to see her routine. But I suspect it's an incorrect score looking at it. Yeah, the system provisory scores come through to us up here, but they're not official, so we're very careful about giving them. That's right. What the process is then is they have to be confirmed. And in fact, the previous one we were waiting for went up. Alia Mustafina, second on beam for the Russian, 16 years old, and she was silver medalist on this apparatus this year at the European Championships. So she should build on the really good work of Semenova, and that was impressive, wasn't it?
That was very impressive. Double spin to start the routine, and lots of control, and also that standing Arabian. She's just quite slight, but is very deceptive. She's got great power, very supple. She was a very impressive junior. We've seen her for several years, and she's maturing into every inch of the gymnast we hoped she would be. Quite classically trained, elegant. Easily into the free walkover and the half turn onto hands. Links those two skills. Just slides in a free cartwheel. And a lift of the chin. Lots of poise. This is the first big pause, and goes for the very difficult triple twist dismount. I think she was just about round. It's really much more difficult than a double back somersault off the beam, because you have to set it up and start the twist.
Watch the knees.
I don't think they were round. I mean, they might decide to give the triple and deduct for not right round.
15.033, so Alia Mustafina builds on the efforts of Semenova, and Russia definitely on the way back in the second half of the competition. Mustafina done a great job there.
You can see the concentration as she's watching her teammate, cheering her on, living that routine.
And there's still 4 teams to come. This is Rebecca Downey from Great Britain. This is her vault.
Put up a 5.8. This means she's trying a difficult vault, makes it, double twist, pulling down the middle. That's one of the best we've seen.
Very strong in the approach. Good square shoulders and hips. Determined not to go offline.
Wraps it in beautifully. Look, 1 foot either side the white line. That's just what the judges want to see.
Great Britain doing much better on vault, 14.733. Yeah. The Americans on floor.
And, all 4 pieces being worked at the same time here, so you have to keep your eyes open to not miss a great performance.
Alexandra Breisman standing by on floor. Rebecca Bross has competed, so the third up, very important. Alexandra Breisman still waiting.
Next on floor for Team USA, Alexandra Breisman.
Big routine for her. USA, of course, second to China at the halfway stage. We've still got another 4 teams to go in this rotation, but she needs a really good exercise to keep up the pressure on China.
1.5 twist into the double Arabian, same opening series as Beth Tweddle. These gymnasts are so powerful, so well orientated. Triple twist, she lands very cleanly, legs locked together. travels across the floor on the leaps. As on the beam, they have to include a spin. They can do a more difficult one, great. Lovely high double tuck, just the hop back. Lovely stretch on the feet through all the dance work.
This is important, isn't it? She can't afford now.
No problems at all. Very efficient work from the Americans.
16 years old, and she's also qualified for the floor final, and she was qualified third all round. So at 16, they obviously think a lot of her. But that first score, Christine, for the Americans on floor was low, so it's going to need a real effort here to build. Ellie Bummers, the Dutch men's team, looking on. 1.5 twist, beautifully flighted out of it, double Arabian, and then into a nice split leap, just to show she's under control. Good, positive tumbling all the way through this routine. Double pike, good and high. Great way to finish the acrobatic passes. Now she's just waiting for what she hopes will be a favourable judge's verdict. Serena Ligetta from Italy. That's bent arms as she tries the Redockler, and it just didn't look set. Bend your arms and you're not going to get the right thrust to get the rotation to catch it. So she had a problem. Lots of problems under the heat of competitions, and Serena Ligetta for Italy scored 13.3. And Alexander Reisman 14.5 on floor, should be happy with that.
Okay, relax now.
United States had to carry one low mark, I can tell you, 12.553 to Russia after 3 rotations have gone into the lead. But remember this, there's still China, Romania to come in this third rotation. So China can still get to the top of the leaderboard. Second half of this group of teams still to come. See Georgia Venora from Australia, and she's on vault, and we saw Great Britain make a couple of strides to improve their situation. Great Britain scored 43.732 on vault. This is the Australian Venora, and she opens.
Looks quite edgy. Nominated just a full twisting vault, not so difficult but very well performed. Right down the middle, lots of height.
Over in a flash. The judges have to make their decision in a flash. It's a very, very quick piece of apparatus to vault.
Georgia Benora from the Waverley Gym Club. You saw her take the ice from her coach, John Hart. And, flips back on, lovely lift. One twist only, which at this level of competition is one of the more simple vaults we'll see. You can see it's only marked out of 5. Maximum you can get is 15.
It's a team tactic though, isn't it? If you get solid vaults and you've had a few problems, play solid. 13.833 for Georgia Benora. And that kicks off the Australian effort on vault. Over to floor now. This is Anna Pogras for Romania.
One of my favourite floor routines, this. Lovely double spin with the foot up. Full twisting double back. 2.5 twist into the punch front.
Lovely, crisp, lilting music. It's beautiful, isn't it?
Another superb spin. She's certainly a fabulous dancer. Can tumble as well, double tuck. So lovely to see classical gymnastics like this, working well to the music. Lovely lift into the double pike. Final tumble.
Thank you, Anna.
Well, elegance indeed. Anna Pogras, 16 years old. Better known for a beam. She's been more successful there, but that was delightful, wasn't it?
Really delightful. Very untypical of the Romanians, but what is very typical is that they work to the strengths of their gymnasts. She's graceful, she's elegant, they've chosen beautiful music to bring that out.
And powerful too.
Yeah, just a little bit feet apart on the round off flip. That's a shame because she'll lose a few marks and it spoils a sort of perfection of the performance. But look at the height on that leap, how well she hits splits. Lovely supple gymnast.
So Romania back where they feel best, on floor, and that should make a lot of difference to their team effort. Third of 4 rotations.
Lovely lift there. That's the 2.5 into the tuck front summy. By linking the moves, it's much easier to make a landing at the end if she stayed inside the line, as a teammate was just pointing out to her.
Deng Lin Lin. So we talked about the Romanians being happy on beam. What about the Chinese? This surely is their forte.
Well, the Chinese are the best technicians on beam. You know, if you're a gymnastic coach or a real supporter of gymnastics, you love to watch the Chinese. But the fact of the matter is, they quite often fall apart under pressure. And although their technique is fabulous, they often waver. Let's hope not today.
Well, they kicked off with a 14.866. That was Yang Yuyan's score. So if she builds on that, we're in for a very, very strong challenge from the Chinese. Remember, they were in first at halfway.
Lovely height on the front somersault. Look at the speed. Goodness me, what precision there. I thought she was going to run out of beam because the 2 flips were so long and powerful, and lovely control on the spin. Good leaps. You get as many marks for that difficult leap with the head right back as you do for the big acrobatic skills. Side somersault. And another wonderful leap straight into a tuck back. They're very deliberate with the landings. And it's the 8 most difficult moves that are added together to give you your difficulty. 3 have to be jumps or spins. Oh, look at that free walkover into the piked Corbett flip. Now she's really getting going, showing us all her skill. She's kept that focus, kept that concentration. The whistle says you've got 10 seconds to get off. Up she goes, double pike. What a great performance.
Well, Deng Lin Lin, that was delightful. She hit all the difficult stuff. She's light of touch, very confident. Tiny wobble, wasn't there? Just the only flaw. But look at this.
She was very precise with those landings. Knees locked together, feet along the beam. She had good combinations. One backflip, two backflips, into the double pike, dismount. They're feeling very happy.
Well, I'm not surprised. This is, they had the lead at halfway. This won't do them any harm at all. Anna Pogras, 14-1-3-3 on floor.
Not such a difficult routine as some we've seen.
So this is Diana Chelarou, 17 years old. Now she was third on floor this year's Europeans.
Super high, double straight. She's the powerhouse tumbler in the team. Whip into triple twist, and how about this for a different style? Very nicely performed. So great to see within one team such different styles, equally performed well. Full twisting double back as the third tumble. Whoops, the full turn round on the tourjete.
She's got the crowd with her.
This is the style we've come to expect from the Romanians over the years. And this sort of tumbling as well. We've had two big tumbles. Relatively straightforward double tuck back to finish, but very clean.
Diana Chelarou then. Plenty of energy, plenty of height, and as you say, Christina, totally different style. Lovely to see the contrast in choreography, isn't it?
It is. It's really very nice to see. And as I said before, the Romanians past masters at making the most of their gymnasts, working to their strengths. Full twisting double back in the third tumble run. Most gymnasts are happy to start with that.
High fives and congratulations. It's tough competition out there. Romania in fourth at halfway. So they want to climb the ladder a little. And up to China, USA, Russia.
Seeing in slow motion the double pike dismount there. Lovely straight arms, lifts off the beam, up into the double somersault. Hours of practice go into the work.
Big smile now though. Young Yilin.
They spot themselves as well.
Tell you what, they've had a very, very strong set of routines on beam. Deng Lin Lin scores 14.7. So far, this is Sui Liu. The Chinese really have thrown down the gauntlet. Determined to hold on to their lead, which was the best part of a mark at halfway. And they're certainly showing no signs of falling. Oh, as I speak.
Should have left me to commentate this, Mitch. It's always difficult when you're the last performer. but she must settle herself, not let it go through one of the less experienced members of the Chinese team. And now the all tuck front somersault with half turn, really very difficult element. She's powerful, strong, supple, just like every gymnast you would hope would be. They perform these free walkovers so easily, but she had a little pause. She thought better of going straight into that series, and although she loses 0.1 for not linking the series, it's much better than 1 whole mark for falling off. That was very nice. 2 spins linked. Side somersault showing all type of landings, backwards, forwards, sideways. Difficult jumps. Oh, she's certainly not holding back. Absolutely lots of difficulty packed in. Always hard when you've made a mistake at the beginning, but she's done very well. A very good dismount.
Well, indeed, it's a long routine when you make a mistake so early on. In China, disappointment from them, and every team out there has had their problems. That's what makes an exciting team competition. She's not looking very happy. As much for the team as for herself, I'm sure of that. But it does make for a great competition.
Yes, the feet were off a bit, but they weren't as far off as Alicia Sacramone's. Had she had a bit more belief in herself, she'd have pulled that on. Strong dismount, she looks powerful.
And she did well to regain her focus after all those problems and hesitations.
Yes. It's a big thing, team final. You know your score has to count. It's a lot of pressure, and if you haven't experienced it many times, it's something quite different to anything else.
Everyone has the supporters of the Romanian section of the crowd there. And so 3/4 of the way through, there's Holland. They're not here in this final. Sandra is better. I look back now at her floor, and she has such presentation, such quality, doesn't she?
She's very much a mature gymnast, bringing all that maturity to her performance. Lovely style. Super tumbling, she kicked out of that full twisting double back. Always a fabulous floor worker. Long, lots of chassé and steps into that leap, but she whizzed it round. 1.5, very smoothly out into the triple twist. Many of these gymnasts are using these combinations with 1.5 twisting walkout. Lifts well into the leap. She's always a gymnast that's made it look very easy, even at the end of the routine. Now, can she make it look easy here at the very finish? 2.5 twist into full twisting. Front somersault. I think she probably just stepped out to the side. 0.1 deduction if she did.
Interesting, the choreography there is right between Paul Grass and Chella Rue. She's got a lovely mixture of both. Lots of power, lots of grace, lots of elegance.
And lots of difficulty. The 1.5 into triple twist. 2 very difficult somersaults, and that was quite costly because she actually landed outside. $14.2, 128.
.83. Is it good enough to get them into the top 3 places? Sui Liu, disappointment on beam for 13. And that still gives them 42.566. And that's, here we are, look, China still on top of the pile after 3. Russia in second, United States in third, and Romania still can't get off that 4th slot.
But look how tight it is, less than 0.2. 0.15 between them. That's not a fall, it's a step out the floor area, isn't it? So it's going to be right down to the wire.
Well, that's what we want. One piece of apparatus to go, and it's anybody's team title. Between the first 2, certainly. This is Diana Celeru vaulting for Romania.
Lovely height and energy, but look at those legs. Really far apart as she came off the top of the platform.
China onto floor. This is Wang Guishuang.
Now, I think Russia would fancy their chances against the Chinese, but and she stepped out. That was a very nice opening series. She's shown the twisting tumbles, she must show the multiple somersaults, the full twisting double back she does with ease. Just double twist in the middle. So many of the gymnasts are building difficulty in every tumble line, and that was quite simple. Lovely leaps. Very expressive. Quite a pause. The strong round off backflip up into the double pike somersault. Oh, and did she step out again?
Well, for China, that's the first of their 3 bids to hang on to that gold medal position. And a couple of tenths given away there, just on stepping out. And you did say the lead was only a couple of tenths. It's only a foot out.
That's right. And she didn't have so much difficulty as we've seen from some of the big gymnasts. Just a start value of 5.4 in the qualifying. She'll be hoping maybe a little bit higher than that. This was very good. Look, full twisting double back piked. Very clean.
Active hold. Romania. Look at Haidu. 15 years old. This is important.
And good style, good height, good direction. That vault had it all.
Very, very aggressive in the approach run. And clean in flight.
Very nice indeed. Tiny gymnast. Big round off, flips on, lifts up. You can see the feet are locked together. She's dead in line with the line, so she won't have directional fault.
Big hug. Well deserved.
And quite nice to finish on vault. You know, you just go down there and give it everything.
14.7. On performance still to come. And then on vault, back to the floor. It's a tough apparatus to get a big score when you're trying to hold on to a gold medal position. Sui Liu from China. It is tough. The scoring is very tough on this apparatus, Chris.
Yeah, floor is one of the most difficult to get the scores. And also it's where the judges probably have the most opportunity to deduct. There's quite a lot of marks for artistry if they don't like the style.
And the score for Haidu, 14.866. So building nicely, Romania, on their final apparatus. Feilu.
And on the balance beam for Japan,
Hoping to make up for a disappointing beam from her. Here she is, on the floor.
Whip into triple twist, quite popular this. A little pause. 2.5 twist into straight front. Now she's in socks, which means she's probably going to try difficult spins.
It's advanced technique, isn't it?
Very nice classical music, classical work. Very difficult tumbling as well. Just a tiny bit bent knees on the leap. There's the spin. Very difficult and beautifully performed. Double pike somersault, very popular finish.
Well, she went through that much more successfully than Beam. If she needed that, she'll be happy. The team will be happy.
Lovely style. A lovely gymnast, actually. I'm sure we'll, as she gains confidence, we'll see the best of her in the future because she's very well prepared.
Russian standing by. And their final apparatus is floor and just watching the opposition.
Such a clean triple twist. Squeezed the legs together. She's a very good twister. Look at this, 2.5 into straight front. Use that to full advantage.
以后你就发展自由操那个超级号吧，你就比如自由操超棒。
So Romania have completed their vault. All three have gone. We've got Australia over on bars. And Japan are on beam. And Russia will be standing by the floor.
The gymnasts from China waiting for the scores.
14 is the score for Huang Guishuan. No problem stepping out, but we'll be helping to improve on that as the three go through. And Sri Lee scored 14.733.
I think that's the best score we've seen today so far on the floor.
So last to go for China. They were in the lead coming into this. Russia still to come on the same apparatus. Jiang Yuyan from China. Last to go.
She means business. The 1.5. The twist. The clean landing. Absolutely perfect. Very clean double spin. They're willing her to perform this tumble. Concentrate. 2.5 into straight front, just gets her feet down. She's a great performer. So many of the Chinese gymnasts don't express their work, but this young lady is fabulous. Double pike.
The Tian Yuyan then, that is it. That's the Chinese effort. Their last attempt to build a score that the others can't reach. Have they done enough, Christine, do you think?
Well, that first score was a little bit costly, and the Russian team are excellent on floor. It'll really be dependent on, they've got it all to do, the Russians now, haven't they? There's the 1.5 into the 3 twists. Lovely style. She smiles her way through and captivates the audience, the judges. She gives a real performance, and this new judging system, there's quite a lot of marks given for artistry, for performance, for working with the music, and you have to say that was lovely.
Just to wait now, the target for the others to reach. Russia waiting in the rings on the same apparatus. It'd be very interesting to compare there. It's going to go right to the wire.
I think we can't either forget the USA, because they finish on vault, and vault is the piece that they've got the big scores. It was them and Russia that had the big vaults, the 2.5 twists, and there we are. That was a little bit of an unsteady landing, wasn't it? A bit bent legs during the straight front somersault. They left the door open enough, I would say.
Oh, the Americans still to go on a strong piece of apparatus. But the comparison I was making, same piece of apparatus, direct comparison between China and Russia. They'll have their own battle. And it's up to the Americans to produce what they can do on vault to spoil the party. The Russians standing by, a little bit of pressure, I think. I mean, you made the point, Christine, they've got great floor exercise, but they've got to get up and do it.
That's right, and they, as they showed on the asymmetric bars, they can be feeble.
Score for Tian Yuyan, 14.5. Little wave to the camera. Mackenzie Kakwato on the piece that we know is strong for the USA.
Very deliberate stride pattern down, flips on, double twist. Not the most difficult vault that we've seen today, but very well performed.
Opening then with a double twist, and for them, I'm sure there's more difficult stuff, or will they all opt to do easier vaults just to play safe? Well, we'll wait and see that. This is Anna Dementieva. Strides towards the floor area. Their bid for a medal. China have 174.781. The others have to match it.
Twisting double back, just kept it inside. Very much the style of the Russian gymnasts, to be trained like ballerinas. Whip, whip, into triple twist. She's going for difficulty. With the style, feet always stretch, whatever she does. Another wonderfully charming performance. 2.5 into front somersault with half turn. Very athletic. Beautifully strong, beautiful landing.
So Anna Dementieva, really, she threw the gauntlet down there. Such energy.
Yes, this Russian team are in the real classical mode. Beautiful style with all their work. Dancers as well as tumblers. That's 2 whipbacks into a flip, into a triple. Now that was just a little unsteady on the landing. That's where she gave the odd opportunity for the judges to deduct.
Alicia Sacramone for USA on vault, and she's got a great pedigree on this apparatus. Sacramone, 3rd on vault at the World Championships in 2007. She's also very good on fall, so she's got plenty of power. First American gymnast scored 15 on this apparatus, so she can build on it. This could be the breakthrough, Christine, that you said was in the wings.
Well, she's got some very difficult vaults in her repertoire. Like you said, Mitch, is she going to go for them, or is she playing safe with style? If they pan out, we'll see, but not giving us the right shot. She goes forwards, 1.5 twist, great, but offline, but very high tariff. The judges have to decide whether it was a straight front with 1.5 or whether it was a pike front with 1.5. That affects the tariff.
Such power, look at it. Determination, big push.
Lifts, lovely, chest up to the legs, make the somersault, kick it out for the 1.5 twist.
Anna Dementieva scores 14.533. So that is more than the first Chinese score, so they are really challenging. United States over there doing a job. Ksenia Afanasieva, and she, knowing 14.533 was the first score, can she improve on that?
Well, the double straight at the beginning. It's a more difficult tumble than we've seen. The 2 whips and the triple twist. She's very clean. Lovely spin in arabesque. Two difficult tumbles and a third. Just looks like a ballerina as she sets there. Lovely spin with the leg up. Now this is very important, and it's very successful.
Brilliant work. The Russians chasing the Chinese, but a lot depends on how the USA have done on vault. It's going to be very, very close.
It's a very powerful gymnast, lovely double straight. Doesn't give so many opportunities for deduction in the double straight because you're not twisting, so you're not likely to be offline. 1.5 twist into full twist. They've very cleverly gone for difficult tumbles, but not so difficult that the gymnast can't perform well and dance out of it. landing deductions are so heavy now that gymnasts have had to make that choice.
Very, very businesslike job there. Another look at the American vaulting. Superb apparatus for them.
And now, even for
Mackenzie Kukwato scored 15. And a few more marks in the 15s and it could be very interesting indeed. And this is Sacramento 15-6.
That is a massive score. She's got a start value of 6.3, so it's out of 16.3. So that is a big bonus.
And look at that total, 175.196. The USA are ahead of China. Romania in third at the moment.
So now the big question is,
looking back at the second American vaulting, we know the total. Just look back on this performance from Alexandra Reisman.
I was going to say the big question is, can 15.066 for Alexandra Reisman, can the Russian team outperform these American vaults on the floor? Difficult on the floor to get those sort of scores.
Well, I would say that 15, the Americans averaging over 15, it's going to be very, very difficult. 15.2 was their average. And we've seen 2 in the mid-14s. That's 14.8 for Ksenia Afanasieva.
Well, these scores are going up as well. That's the highest score we've seen on floor all day. And this is their very best gymnast on floor. And she'll need to be at this moment.
Alia Mustafina, 16 years old. Beautifully elegant on beam. And I'm sure we can expect the same on floor.
Double Arabian into the jump. Super triple spin. Oh, super work. She lifted and floated. Just like a ballerina, and a great tumbler. Lot on these shoulders. Lifts high, spins, and at the final step.
So she lost her composure right at the very end. The Russians, a real brave attempt on floor. The Americans, well, I know, and so do the Russians.
Well, they needed every tenth, and she gave one away on that very last tumble. She looked like she was feeling the stress, didn't she?
Lots and lots of pressure. Last to perform. Americans 175.196.
I think it looks to me like she needs a score of over 14.468. They're showing us here about a 14.5, something like that. And it was a little bit untidy as well, wasn't it? Probably a 0.3 deduction on that last tumble, but they're all looking at the scoreboard.
I think the Americans think they've got it. We'll soon get verification one way or the other, but Mustafina just succumbing a little bit. What a beautiful start, though.
Yeah, so many of her tumbles were completely under control.
Attention to the very end. waiting on the last score.
Just like a competition should be. Both camps under tension. USA top of the leaderboard. Russia waiting for this final score. They're showing us the gap of 14.465. So can she score more than that?
Right to the very last tenth of a mark. It's a thriller. And both camps are looking as if they've done the job, but we still don't know. A little bit of tension. Oh, look, we're on television. So it's Russia chasing the United States. China in second at the moment, but we're still waiting for that last Russian score. And the cheers have gone up. Russia have done it for the last performance. Shaving ahead, 14.666 and 175.397. They have beaten the United States into second. China are in third. What a fantastic climax of this competition.
Absolutely superb. You couldn't have written it better. And the Russian team have looked such a promising team.
Confirmation. 175.397. Russia ahead of the United States. China looking a little bit dejected to finish third. But what a thriller of a team competition. Well then, would you have said that would have been the result, Christine? I mean, Russia looked pretty good. They got a young team and they're big rebuilt, rejuvenated. Did you think they could pull it off?
Well, they came in as the team.
Confirmation then. Russia over the United States. China take the bronze. Romania in fourth. Japan fifth. Australia sixth. Great Britain in seventh. And Italy down in eighth. Thrilling competition. Christine, you were saying that Russia looked as if they could do it?
They did look as if they could do it, and but then they made a few mistakes. They went to pieces on bars, really. They left it much more difficult than it should have been.
Look at this anxious moment. And now they can relax. And now, well, relax. Now they can give vent to their emotions. They are so delighted. The Russians are back. Great scenes of jubilation and celebration. And it's been a long process, Christine, to get back to that level, hasn't it?
Oh yes, it has. This generation have looked very promising. They've been great at junior level. We've seen Mustafina on the competition circuit since she was about 12, 13. She's from Moscow club, which travel a lot. So she's had a lot of exposure, and she's such an accomplished, exciting gymnast.
Wonderful to see that. Great Britain there in seventh place. They qualified in fifth. We didn't see a lot of them, Chris, but will they be pleased?
Yeah, they were very disappointed, really. They started on beam and went to pieces a little bit on beam. But they did very well, very good floors, very good vault. Yeah, good bars. It just was beam, really, and it's always the difficult piece to start with.
And what about Romania? Belu's got his work cut out, hasn't he, to get them back on the roster?
He has. They're much better than when we saw them earlier in the year at the Europeans. Much better than then. But there's still plenty of work to do to fight with these real big nations.
Well, it was a fantastic competition. Right until the last performance. It was such a nail-biter. Terrific stuff.
And the American team not hiding their disappointment at having been pipped at the post there. Mind you, the Russian team not hiding their jubilation either.
Absolutely. 2/10 in it. And some great performances under pressure.
That was the tumble that I thought was so good. She opened out of the 2.5, floated into the full twisting front.
Mustafina's got such grace, hasn't she? Such elegance. These faces, look at this. Wonderful stuff. You couldn't write a script better than this. But a long road back, and they are now the best in the world. wait for the medal ceremony. And while they wait to take their place on the rostrum, there's a display of sports acrobatic. Men's 4 in the arena. All that emotion now. Just has time to settle down before they get on the rostrum, and they'll all start welling up again, just like you are, Christine. Wonderful though to see it. I mean, part of me says Russia are women's gymnastics, and to see them perform like that and to get back on the top, it's a good feeling, isn't it?
Yeah, very good. But the Americans, you have to hand it to them. They're enormously powerful, enormously strong, work with such guts and determination.
There they are, look. Now the tears are gone, smiling, bit of jubilation. We've got some individual finals to go, but 4 young ladies celebrating. 6 altogether, you can put any 3 up, 3 to count, and it's real pressure then.
It is.
Fabulous stuff.
And in fact, we didn't see the first American gymnast on floor, but she didn't score very well. So I guess that was one of their scores that cost them. So like you said, Mitch, I think that really everybody had some mistakes along the way.
Well, that's the thrill of competition. You've got to hit it. 12 routines, and they've all got to hit, and there were mistakes all the way around, and they just added to the flavour. Pressure out there, real cauldron, and Russia have emerged victorious. China just didn't have the firepower, did they, in the end?
No, they were a little bit short on difficulty on floor. The floors, I thought the floors were charming. I thought they were beautifully choreographed, beautifully performed. But a couple of places where some of the teams that scored higher than them, say on a third tumble run, were doing something like 1.5 into triple twist, which would be a series that's worth a 0.7. They just did a simple double tuck, which was a pass that gave them 0.3. So that was really where they lost out a bit on the floor.
Well, they seem a little bit more relaxed now.
And again, also from China, we didn't see each routine on bars, but they had at least one that fell and one that had a little bit of a mistake.